Hey everyone, welcome back to Unsealed and Revealed, and thank you so much for hanging in there with us. We're live now. This is my most anticipated show of 2022. Hanging out with me today, as always, are my two geeky besties, Guy Klender and Paul Hernandez. Hey dudes.
Hello, sir. Welcome, welcome,
Hey.
welcome.
What
Sorry,
up?
my hyperspace motivator was not functioning correctly, and it took me a little bit longer to get here with Ahsoka today. Sorry about that.
I told you should really get that thing looked at weeks ago, Guy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, yes, Ahsoka Tano is the figure du jour, everyone, and I can't even begin to tell you how long I've been looking forward to seeing this figure with my own eyes. Obviously, I'll need to wait a little bit longer for that. I'm fine with that, as long as I get it eventually. That's downright cool. So yeah, Ahsoka Tano started out as one of the most reviled characters in the history of Star Wars, and just gradually, over a period of several episodes, several years, and several shows, has grown into one of the biggest fan favorite characters. Hot Toys, after the dawning of the 7th season of Clone Wars, finally saw fit to develop for us a beautiful figure of that character, and I'm just so stoked. But legitimately, Clone Wars has been my favorite storytelling medium in all of Star Wars. So again, I can't even begin to tell you just how jazzed I am for this. During the course of the show, why not just sound out your favorite episode of the Clone Wars, or maybe your favorite character of the Clone Wars, in the chats, just to give Paul something to do. And without further ado, I'm really dying to see it. So, Paul, do you have anything for us before Guy dives into it? I'm so
Terry
excited
Excited.
right
so
now.
excited. You can tell exactly how excited he is. Hey,
Yeah.
everyone. Welcome, and thank you guys so much for hanging out for the delay. Again, if you have any questions about this figure, which I'm sure you do, please let us know. We are live on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch. And again, if you hung out there the whole time, thank you so much. Again, let us know those questions. We are on the last day of Sideshow's birthday event. Go to side.show/bday22 for everything that's going on. And don't forget, we've got an episode of Strike a Pose today, live at 1 p.m. Terry's so excited that that
Completely forgot.
today. But without further ado, let's not keep Terry in suspense any longer. Let's get to the figure, please.
Bring it, Guy. I'm ready.
All right. Here she is. I
Yes,
know
she
you're
is.
very, very excited. Great photo right there on the front of the figure, as well as the cigar band that we've come to know and love on these, giving us two other shots of the figure. Shoebox design. We're going to lift that up and off. What do we get inside? Boom. Another action photo. I always like those. The little cover there, because it's just, for me, it's just one more layer of cool.
That's right.
It's the beautiful tissue paper. All right, here's how it's laid out in the tray. You're going to have connected to the top cover tray is going to be her sabers, as well as the additional hands. I'm going to remove that top cover, and inside we're going to have our figure, the cloak, the holograms, a thermal detonator, her cloak, figure stand, all of it laid out right there. Oh, look at that. Made a really cool little sound there, didn't I? So there we go. So I am going to begin to remove all of this out of here. So while I do that, this is your girl. This is very important to you. So while I do the trivial task of pulling everything out of a box, please tell me more about your love for Ahsoka Tano and how that developed.
Yeah, glad to. Obviously, Ahsoka Tano debuted as basically a tween Jedi Padawan, the Padawan of Anakin Skywalker. An unexpected surprise for the recently elevated Jedi Knight, and not a very welcome one at that point in time. The character is was not met well by a very vocal, probably minority, but maybe majority of the fandom. I don't know. I never took a poll. Having said that, I was immediately fond of her at the very least, and as time went by, my fascination with the character only grew as I watched her develop. She's fantastic. She's gone through a lot of changes. She started out as a overly confident know-it-all. Snips, the nickname given to her by Anakin Skywalker, was well earned. And yeah, it was watching her go through and learn from her failures. I mean, she actually had an episode where she got her entire squadron annihilated. Another episode where there was a ground battle and she wouldn't follow orders, so her entire squad was wiped out on the ground. But over the years, she became a much more competent and admirable Jedi, Jedi Padawan. Never actually achieved the rank of knight before she was wrongly accused of not an insurrection. There's an actual term for it that's totally escaping my mind right now. But she was wrongly accused of planting a bomb in, or creating or sabotaging something on Coruscant, and went on trial for it. Became disillusioned with the Jedi and left the Order. Subsequent shows include Rebels and, of course, now The Mandalorian. The character continues to grow and change and develop, and she's just... I've totally gave you the cliff notes of Ahsoka Tano right there. I hope that was good. Looks like you've got her out of the box. How's she looking there, dude?
Well, what do you think? Take a look at the portrait.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. As you said, this is season 7. We're getting that lifelike design that Hot Toys is doing with these animated ones.
Yeah.
And I think it just has so much going on with it. Terry, please tell me whether you'd like me to kind of have the up light on there for you, if that makes it a little easier to see her or not. But you have so much going on with this. Beautifully, beautifully done. You take a look at the markings that are there on the face, and these are clean, tight lines on something like that. The eyes are incredibly bright. Something we're going to show later on will be the fact that you can move those eyes if you need. I'm going to at least show you a little bit.
Oh, that's great.
A little bit of how you can do it. Again, Terry and I, if we've ever shown or talked about those kind of things, those are where you're really going to spend a lot of time and give it that small minutia. But you do get a lot on there. Now, the head tails here in the back, all 3 of those, this whole piece is kind of a rubberized piece. When I remove the head to show you how we can put on the cloak and all, we're going to see a little bit more of how those actually can be moved as well.
Now, Guy, if I can just ask, first, the montrals, her what you call her head tails, the montrals, are they? How flexible are they? Like when you turn the head, are they going to be able to move to avoid collisions and to avoid forcing you to have the head in certain ways?
Yes, yes, Terry, they are movable. In fact, what I'm going to do now might be slightly jarring to the audience. I am going to remove the head. And this is going to let you see
Nightmare fuel
as
inbound.
well as, and we'll also talk a little bit about the way the portrait is. So, if everyone will please remain calm during this.
Brace yourselves.
Next little bit of the show. All right, I'm going to hold this in close up. I'm going to set this down, allowing Michael, cameraman Michael, just always amazing. I love what this guy does. All right, here's that wonderful portrait we talked about. Can you, there we go. On the back here, you're going to see those 2 little dots, 2 little dots, 2 little dots. If you've ever played with the little Bendums type characters that have been around for a long time, you know that you have a wire and the rubber over it. Of course, it's also on there. And that is done in here as well. So I'm able to move those around. All right. So,
that's so exciting.
Hopefully that answers that question, that all 3 are able to be moved, allowing you to move any hindrance of a pose out of the way. All right, here's the next terrific thing, and then we'll get back to safe for everybody, is that I said you can also change the eyes on the figure. Yes, you can remove like so. This is an incredibly heavy magnet. It is super strong. You see it up on the top there. It's on the inside there. Very, very sturdy. It is going to hold that in. It goes straight on in, and that little lip of the kind of the dark blue that goes over the crown is on the outside. There's only one way it can go in. You can also see there, you see those 2 little deals there. That is your independent eye movement. You are given this small tool. If you've ever seen these before, Hot Toys will give these to you. You move that in and move the side. Now, they're independent, okay? So if you are going to do that and move those, definitely give yourself time because these are very, very micro movements. And when you move that right eye, then you got to balance it out with the left eye. But it is a neat option to be able to do something like that. Now, before I place the character back together, Terry, is there anything you'd like me to go over?
No, man. I'm just excited to see that portrait and just how much it looks like it leapt right off the screen of the animated series. I mean, that's the paint job, the decisions that they made for the paint apps on that portrait are. I mean, we've already seen how successful Hot Toys has been with translating animated characters into a tangible form with the Spider-Man figures. But I'm just so glad that they were able to bring that same level of authenticity to it. It's gorgeous. I'm stunned.
A beautiful authenticity. I really like this. I got into the Clone Wars actually through you. It was through us discussing our love of Star Wars and this and the other, and I had really never dove into it.
I remember talking to you about it. Like, I mean, several times. I was just like, "You got to check this out.
You got to check this out. You got to check this out." And yes.
Now, do the eyes? The eyes actually do 360, right? I mean, they go up, down, side to side.
Yes, you can do all of that. That was something that I brought up there, but again, and Terry, I will be glad to do it for you here on the show. Realize, of course, when we do that, folks, these are moving independently. So I would hate for you to be displeased and say, Guy got the right eye going this way and the left eye going that way. I would spend a lot of time with it. There is this special tool you can use. Okay. If you want to use it, maybe you're better with a little toothpick or something like that. But there's a little indentation there that you can do that. But they have given you a special tool. While I have this removed, there's another look and an accessory of Ahsoka's that is probably important to bring up. I'm going to set that down for the moment. And that is her cloak.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very beautiful. Okay. Nice tight stitches there. Down here on the edge, we do have a wire for posing. We also have it up around the top over the head. Now, this is secured together here. I'm not going to attempt to take that apart because when I go to put the head in with that, you will see this in your instructions that you're going to drop the back through and then like so. And then I would snap it back over. And of course, as I said, you're going to adjust any of the wire that you have, but that is another option.
Nice.
All
nice.
Right. So
if
that's...
I've seen photos of that, like on the Hot Toys official photos of the figure, and I can tell already that it's just going to take a good deal of effort and patience and just time to really work that hood around to conform to the shape of her montrals to actually just look like it's falling naturally on her head. But I know in advance that it's going to be able to do that. I have confidence.
Well, I know that even you and I will spend a lot of time with a figure and posing and working with them and all. Yeah. This one, I don't think is one we won't have you. I think you're going to begin posing and you'll call me 78 hours later and go, I'm just about done with my first pose. Because there is all that, particularly as we said with the being able to do the eyes, being able to move the mandrels, cloak, whatever. You've got all that little minutia allowing that. But so we can get back into the design of the figure and all, Terry, and I want to be able to continue to show off the figure. I'm going to remove the cloak. If you want to put it back on later on, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, that sounds
all right,
fair.
but want to move it there, and we are going to stop the horror. I know I was probably freaking everybody out with having removed the head. So why don't we get one more face close up, and then we'll begin our work down. So Michael, if you would be so kind. It's an amazing thing, but Michael has never said no to a close-up. I really appreciate that he never does it. Again, as I said, the eyes just in a straight look ahead, right out of the box style that you're going to get like that is expressive as it is. But having the ability to give that little look to the side or up or down or anything like that, depending on how you move the head, really gives you a lot.
Well, right? She's a very expressive character with her eyes, Guy. And as you were talking about the movable eyeballs, I had the same thought. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much essential. I'm glad that Hot Toys saw that while watching the character on the show as well and chose to go that extra mile and make that happen. While I'm rambling here, I think I really want to bring up that we just got a shout out from Captain Carson Tiva himself. Paul Sun-Hyun Lee, Bitter Asian Dude Incorporated. Love the deep cuts on these Hot Toys reviews. Fantastic job by Guy, Terry, and the whole team at Sideshow Collectibles as always. So Thank you, thank you, Paul. Thank you so much for chiming in,
sir.
giving us the official approval from one of the stars of The Mandalorian. So yeah, that's very exciting.
I can't wait to see the smile on his face when he gets this. You and him, the two of you are gonna is gonna be spectacular. So
it's always great to hear from Paul.
It's so neat. Mm-hmm. Okay, now that we've seen that portrait, let's work our way down. Not going to remove the head again unless you tell me. But let's take a look at the arms, all right? These are a seamless arm, okay? Now, I know sometimes that's a concern for people. I'm not as worried about this. They've done a few things on this one here that I think change up that concern. First up, we're going to just do this as a bit of a range of motion look, but as you can see there, okay, now you're not going to see that really when you're posing it, but that means that kind of rubberized skin doesn't go all the way down onto the chest area or anything like that. So you're not going to be stretching that. So the only point that you're ever going to have any movement or stress, shall we say, will be when you're doing the elbow. We'll be doing that slow, of course, on there, but you're able to get great range of motion on that. Also, because she doesn't have an outfit that has a cover that goes over the shoulder, we're able to go really 180 if we wanted. But as you can see, we're getting straight up like that. All right. Dude, I know we're doing a couple cool things at once by doing articulation and design, but we're just for this particular episode, we are going to do it that way.
Okay.
Design on the outfit, and I will be spinning around. Let's work our way down. Nice seams, nice tight lines on everything in this outfit. Take a look at all of the silvered lines that you see on there. Those are printed directly on there. You can see how snug they are. You can see the up here over the shoulder cloth. That nice tight ring down there. We work our way down. Now this is, as far as what exactly the material will be, I'm going to say that it's in that kind of vinyl that we've seen that type before. And that's going to go all the way down. This is all one piece from the top down too. Okay, through there. Again, you can see that tight stitch so you know how tight that's put on there. It's important to note that because that means this outfit isn't removable. There's no zippers or anything like that. Moving the arm out of the way, we do see that belt around the side. That's going to be hard molded and sculpted, painted plastic on the top piece here and on the two side panels here. Now, here on this black side panel, I'm going to turn the light up there. You can see it actually is kind of plated. You see the three like that. That is actually a flexible fabric. So when we are moving, okay.
That's welcome.
When you are doing that.
That's,
moving our way around. If you like, I can take her off the stand for the moment. I just had her on here because I knew I was going to be spinning her around a lot. But we see those back panels there. Mm-hmm. Also, those are permanently attached to that. This, of course, also will be able to move freely and independently. So that skirt will lay the way you want it. The legs and the design of that, those are a snug, tight pant, but these are done in a material that has a lot of stretch and give. Okay, different than the more rubberized type that we have in the top and skirt area. But that goes down here. Take a look at those shin guards and kneecaps. And you see that they go around and are, these are not glued on or permanent. They can be slightly adjusted if you need, particularly obviously in the knee, that you do have that elastic that goes around the back. Okay, we're jumping down onto something to see, wow, look at the incredible leather work done in those boots. Okay, slight heel on there. Yes, I have not pushed her all the way down onto the stand, so it does look like she's slightly levitating. But, you know, she did jump around a lot, so so that's fine. But I did want you to be able to see, we're going to grab another close-up there on that boot and shin design there. You are getting a little bit of weathering, scrape, battlement all along the front there. those pieces done slightly different. They have almost a little bit of a different metallic cover, which I think is really cool. Again, that kind of has that knight armor down onto the feet look. But if I take it to the back there, you can see that that is a solid piece. Okay, this is it is movable down here. We're going to show that on the articulation, but unlike a cut boot where it's a full separated two pieces, even though this is movable, we do have that leather that goes all the way over it, giving it a nice clean line.
Right.
Okay. And the last little bit here that we've not shown off, I'm going to lower one of the arms here, and let's take a look at the gauntlet. If we can do a close-up on that. Okay, gauntlet on here.
Oh, look at that.
Again, great wear, great wear. You can see on the armor here, Ahsoka was not one to not get into battles. And you see you've got the Velcro, the elastic that wraps around there. You also see that the hands that are going to come directly on the figure are a relaxed hand. Show you the other hands in the accessory bit in just a bit. Here on that side panel, while we have that, this is something that is part of your accessories, but also part of the wardrobe. She at times will obviously wear her sabers on the side. Now you are able to do that. These are very, very tiny. Please be careful when you're doing it and take your time. You will be getting a small baggie on the inside, so do not lose this little tiny baggie. We can stay on that. There we go.
You just made me really nervous.
Yeah. Inside the little baggie here, I should probably take them out of said baggie, but I did want you to know when you see these little plastic bags, please don't discard these. There's no reason to discard them. Inside one is going to be 2 additional wrist pegs. Inside the other are swap outs for that little gray tab there.
Wow.
Okay, and that has a little prong on it. I'm going to open it in just a second. A little prong on it for when you would want to have the lightsaber hang on the side. Now, how you do that is you will be removing this little black knob there.
Wow.
And then it's going to key in. Now, the reason I say please be important is the last thing you want to do is be removing something that tiny, almost a pinhead, and dropping it onto your carpet. You will be spending most of your posing time trying to find out where that went. Yes, Sam has enunciated, and I think it's important to know. The reason that I bring that up is that happened. I went, oh, you can do these, and then went, where did that little thing go?
I've never done that.
Yeah, I've never done that. So again, let my error be your win, folks. That if you do that, let's take a look. Now, because I have one of the sabers here, we're going to stay in that close-up, take a look at it. All right, we're going to do a lot of close-ups, I'm pretty sure, today, because I know Terry, as well as the rest of our audience, is going to definitely want to see those.
I want to see all of it, Guy.
All right.
All of it.
So she had that lighter blue on here. So this isn't the same saber blades that we've seen. And also, it's a shorter blade because she does have the 2. We have 2 options. We can have it ignited. We, of course, have just the hilt. And you also have those action blade. Okay. Mm-hmm. When you do those. Now, this is something I don't know that, Terry, you and I have both posed with and without these. And the thing to remember when you're doing these, and this, of course, I'm not telling Terry, but the general audience, this is a heck of a lot lighter than this is. So know that these will take a little bit more effort to get just where you want. Okay, because it's a large.
You've got to find your balance.
You got to find your balance with those. That was the shorter of the saber, the larger of the saber. Okay. Yeah. And this is the same as I said on that other one. Okay, where you remove the little bit here to do it. I remember ordering a cell phone holder from the UK, and that's what the little clasps were. They were an old cell phone holder that went onto the side of the lightsabers. Crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. All right, now let's talk accessory. There we go. There's someone who's familiar with it. I don't know about you,
looks pretty accurate to me, Guy.
I am pretty darn shocked that he has that. I would not have expected that.
No, I know. It's so not like me.
No,
to have a Tano's lightsaber in my house.
All right, so back to now some accessories. Close-ups as always here. We're going to have, and they're in a gripping motion that we're going to obviously want for the saber. We have both a right and left. Makes sense. She's got two sabers, one in each hand. All right. I do kind of like this one.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
It's the, you know, the little
Yeah.
the look away kind of thing. I dig that we've got a little bit of that going on. We also have a right fist, and we have a right slightly larger, more open, relaxed hand. However, that relaxed hand works great for that accessory.
That is indeed a thermal detonator.
It's a thermal detonator. You're absolutely right.
It's rather. It seems like it's large to me. Is that just because her hands are so dainty?
Because her hands are petite, I'm now pushing that fully in there that you can see.
Man, okay.
All right.
I think the technical term for that usually is droid poppers, but since she didn't spend a lot of time battling droids.
Exactly.
So,
But you do have that. Another great one that you can use, also you could use with the open palm or perhaps in one of the relaxed, is the Jedi communicator here.
Yep.
All right.
Big
That
fan.
we've seen this in a few of the other prequel or Clone Wars figures. With this one here, I am going to pop on a little light for you to be able to see it. This is our first one. That is her teacher Anakin right there. I love how the light goes through these. Hot Toys does an amazing job with any of their hologram ones where they give it a hint of texture, that kind of horizontal line that goes around, that it gives it that look. So we have an Anakin.
Let me just say that look at everybody who's watching. Look at how well the light plays with the material and the paint on that. I mean, if there's any paint at all involved. But I mean, it just hits it in such a way that it reads much like the holograms do on the show or even in the live action. It's beautiful.
It's really neat that it does that. And then the last is going to be Jedi Master Yoda. Okay, so we have. Did you just do a Yoda giggle?
Where did that come from?
That sounded like a Yoda giggle, which I know is just your enthusiasm for the show.
It's so much enthusiasm. Really
and
quick,
again,
I
as
just
I
have
said,
to say that
the little
really
tool.
quick, I just have to say we have a comment here from DS. I have the same art print up as Terry Smith. Such a gorgeous Ahsoka piece. That's right here. Yeah, Clone Wars piece that I actually just hung up today for the sake of this show. It's actually going to go back in my bedroom when the show's over with. And also we have from Mike Fayella, a long-time viewer.
Yes.
Hello, Mike. Good
Hi,
to see
Mike.
you here. When we get to that part of the show, can you ask Guy how difficult it is to get the sabers into her hand? I had a tough time getting Rex's pistols into his. I think Mike, based on what I'm seeing, it seems like her hands are very pliable. So I don't anticipate, since you were able to get that thermal detonator in there, I don't anticipate there to be much difficulty. Is that right?
You are absolutely correct, Terry. We're not going to have a lot of difficulty. If you saw when I did do that detonator, it is a softer rubberized thing. I will gladly do one. In fact, you know what? Since we've been asked the question, all right, I'm going to take the right saber hand. Please excuse me for swapping the sabers into the wrong hands if possible. If I do that, no, I wouldn't do that to Terry Smith. It's always fun to see Terry's eyes bulge out. Like that. What I did with this one here was just to slide the saber handle up through, kind of adjust those. If I'm going to have it further into the hand, I'm going to give it a bit of a turn, and then I would put the blade in after I had it where I wanted. Terry, is that kind of how when you do a lightsaber pose, do you remove the blade, kind of get it where you want, and then place it inside, and then do any minor tweaks after? Is that how do you do it when you use a saber?
It's just a lot safer. I've always found it to be just a lot safer not to tempt fate by having everything assembled. I kind of dance back and forth, like when it comes to, say, putting guns into hands. Sometimes, like in the case of Boba Fett, for instance, where he has that grip that's got a hollowed out area where you have to like slide the thumb in. In the case of Boba Fett, I will always put the hand onto the gun before putting the hand on, or the gun into the hand rather, before putting the hand onto the wrist peg. And just in that same manner, with that same degree of caution. I think it's always better just to wait until you've got everything ready to go before you put that blade into the lightsaber.
All righty. Well, I am in agreement, and that's the way I do it. But of course, that's because I learned from you. Now, it is important that we discuss a little bit of the articulation on there. If you saw, we earlier talked about the fact that because you have no hindrance in the costume, you were able to spin those arms 180 like that, whoop, up and around.
Wow. You were so devil may care there, Guy.
Yeah, up to the side. I used the force on that one. On that one there, it was purely the force. I am going to now show you that.
Nice.
Boom. All right, we're going to go to 90 on there. All right, we have a traditional wrist peg for our hand there. Okay, we've seen those before, but we are able to pivot the hand out and pivot the hand in. All right.
Okay. I don't anticipate needing more than 90 degrees in that arm bend. So I think that
do not think you are going to need it, Terry. A double on something like this would be some added stress, and I'm not sure it's going to need it in any of your poses. One of the things, again, I've learned from working with you on these is even when something may not move as far as originally you hoped it would, you are able to work with the joints that are there to create it. It's just a slightly different thought pattern. Okay, how am I gonna make it do this? How am I gonna make it do
exactly
that? With something like that. Okay, down on we're going to obviously want to get a lot of movement on our figure, and so we are able to do our bends and our twists, our leans and our lifts. Okay, and a lot of that is also going to come down from the hip area, which you're not really going to see how those move because of the armor there. I am going to lift out to the side. That's pretty funny because as I lift out to the side, I'm also doing the other leg. But as you can see, you get a big, I don't know what kind of cheerleading gymnastic routine she's doing here, but
I don't know either, dude. That looks so awkward.
But it is. But as you can see, you do get that turn out to the side.
The ways of the Jedi are a mystery to
exactly
us mortals. Yeah.
We are able to twist the thigh there. All right, let's get a close up on the knee. Don't know if you're hearing that, Terry. I'm using a slightly different mic
today.
today.
But I can't hear it. Yeah, there's definitely a joint. Yeah.
Can you? What you probably did not hear is, but you will feel it when you do it, is a ratchet style.
Let me ask you this: while we're working on the knees, we got a question here from Chris Hager. Do we know, are the knees seamless under the clothes? What have you?
Okay, question to be asked there. In order to answer that question, I'm going to kind of place my finger underneath the
knee pad,
pad armor, and we've got a little close up there, and I think we're seeing that traditional style of double joint that we've been given on it. However, because we are able to move that in, I can really cover that up.
Yeah, that's a great method of concealment right there.
So
that works
it
really
does
well in our favor.
does help to conceal it. I'm glad that we didn't go with a seamless on the leg.
Same.
Particularly because, as I said, what we're doing with that is we also have the ability to have that ratchet style. So we're able to stay in those poses. Now, can we drop down onto the boot again here in our close-up? Terry, I'm going to turn that off there so we can see, but put this one toward you. We're going to talk about the ankle. We're able to lower and lift. We're able to turn side to side. And we're also able to rock.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's enough movement we can make it. Yeah,
it's just that joint is going to be covered up by that there. All right, so I believe that pretty much takes us through that. Now, okay, we should probably talk about head articulation. We took the head off earlier and did not discuss it. So with that in mind, Terry, you had asked earlier about how easy are these to move out of the way. As I said, they are. If I were to want to turn further than that, I could always go up and over or slightly move them out of the side. But we do have that ball jointed style. All right. Giving us our turn and twist, our lean and such. And you also have that down in the lower area of the neck, giving you the ability to kind of double down bend. If she's
That's good because she's very expressive with her head and with her eyes. So the more head movement that we can get out of that, the better. I'm glad to see that that's a thing.
So we are able to go pretty darn far down when we. Wow. See now, Terry, it's only because I'm kind of looking up at you and I'm doing the same kind of thing. Her looking down. This would be when you were doing the moving of the independent eyes that you would be looking. You'd adjust them to be looking up straight.
Peering from beneath her eyebrows.
Peering from beneath the brow. Again, something that you're going to want to take your time with, but really cool to be given an option like that. So I believe that takes us through our articulated points.
Well, there is one segment that you've neglected here, Guy. It kind of hurts my feelings a little bit.
I don't know what segment you would be referring to, sir. I don't know. I mean, we were talking about this boot, and we went all the way from the head to the toe. What would we have?
Might be time for Tread Watch. Yeah, nailed it.
Thank you, Michael, for that close up. All right, slick shoe, but a hint of texture there on the heel. That is a heeled boot.
That's cool.
As we saw. All right.
That's cool.
Boom. And you thought I was going to. Oh,
I was concerned there for a brief moment. I actually thought that we might,
you have been so excited,
Guy. I guess I do.
You have been so excited. You thought, oh my goodness, he's going to let me down, and I hope I don't. I hope I don't.
Not on this one, Guy. Not on this one.
Not on this one here. So we've shown off her accessories. We've shown off articulation. Hopefully you've been with us from the beginning and saw the incredible portrait. Terry, that leaves
one segment left.
Yep.
It's time for me to put up her shot.
And that would be cardio. Terry Smith. Let's see what you're gonna do.
Aerobics with Terry.
Aerobics with Terry.
All right. Well, before we move on to the posing segment, I feel it's a time to do a little bit of self-promotion here, I suppose. But we have for you later on today at 1:00 Pacific time, I believe, the latest episode of Strike a Pose will be making its debut. Now, if you don't know what Strike a Pose is, it's legitimately a game show that we do as frequently as we can here at Sideshow's YouTube channel, in which 3 contestants battle it out in a 6-skill figure posing battle royale. Today's episode is kind of special to us. It's very special to us because it is, in fact, a fan episode. That's right. 3 fans of Sideshow Collectibles are pitted against each other in this figure posing battle. And one of them is actually with us today. I read a question from him earlier. Chris Hager is in the chats. Hello, Chris. It was good to see you pop up there. Jose Esparza and Mark Choi are the other 2 contestants who will be showing up today. So hopefully it'd be nice to see both of them in the chat today, and hopefully they'll be tuning in with us at 1:00. I will be there hanging out in the chat. So looking forward to seeing everybody there. And that's about it. I think it's time for me to unplug and do our typical posing by proxy thing.
I love a Terry Smith unplugged show. The acoustic versions of Terry Smith are some of my favorites.
And again, I came prepared today.
Oh, yes.
So we're good. It makes sound. That's great. I've had this thing for months, and it's legitimately the first time that I've turned it on. I mean, today was the first time that I've turned it on, and because she has 2 lightsabers.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's going to be a lot of noise. Hopefully the mic doesn't pick that up too much longer.
Well, since we're double sabering, I know I got to get those sabers in hands. I know that much.
Okay. So I think for this, I'm going to go more for presence and attitude than anything else. And I am going to shut this off. Hopefully. Just to quiet it down. But I'm just going to go more for presence and attitude than action for this show. I noticed that we're already on a short schedule because the show was delayed. So let's just go ahead and keep it simple. Is that okay with you, Guy?
I'm okay with that. I'm just enamored. I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of Terry Smith poses at home special episodes, folks. So tune in.
As long as we don't see Terry Smith posing with lightsabers and knocking over statues on either side of him, then I'm fine with that. Okay, so now typically when she's using her lightsabers, she'll have the Shoto saber, the shorter saber, held back like this in a defensive posture.
Mm-hmm.
But for the purposes of this pose, and she does do this frequently as well, we're both going to have them forward, okay?
All right.
And I'm just going to go ahead and swap. Wait. Okay, this one is longer, so I'm going to...
What I'm going to do is do the arms first, then I'll put the sabers, then I'll put the blades. So you show me where I'm putting the arms, sir.
Okay, just here's where the arms are going to go. Now, Ahsoka has some very distinct postures that she exhibits on the show, and we're just going to really have her standing with those shoulders way back and just driving her hips forward like she's just landed and she's just getting ready to go into action. And then I want her arms to be just almost perfectly straight and back like this.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Now it'll look much cooler when she's doing it than it does when I'm doing it.
Well, the hair is almost the same.
What's that?
The two in the front and the long, and I mean, you've got the same kind of.
Oh, that's a valid point. I have my very own Montrals. That's
yeah.
right.
I mean, you do have a bit of the Montreal look there. All right.
Okay.
So I've got the arms in a slight bend and behind. If I didn't say it when we looked at the arms and we talked about them, there is a butterfly joint, so I was able to do that rear back.
Okay.
That Terry.
Something else I want to point out, guys, that we're also going to like shift her hips to the front. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that her yeah. Kind of like this. Watch what I'm doing with my hips. Ready? Boom. And then we'll rotate her a little bit more to the front when we get to the pose closer, okay?
All right. Yeah, I saw your upper torso bend, so doing that.
Okay.
Now, Terry, what I didn't see is how your legs were. I'm sorry, I was working on the torso and make sure we had the arms the way you wanted, but let's take a look at how we're going to do the legs. Is there a bend in the leg?
No.
All right.
Leg should be locked.
Lock leg.
Mm-hmm.
In front. I got to tell you, you look just like Ahsoka Tano when I'm doing this and I'm holding it up and I'm looking at the monitor to make sure I get the same thing.
Not entirely sure how to take that, but I'll accept it in the spirit in which it's given.
All right, now before I've got her on the turntable here. Before I spin her around, or before I put the blades in, before we talk about how we want to have the blades, I just want you to see. Man, she does have that throw into the front, hip style.
Now you can see though, if you look at it look at the monitor so that you can see my perspective of it. You can see that she's almost breaking at the waist, like right here. It's less she's doing this, and more like she's doing this. So we really want to try to get those hips thrust forward, and just kind of sort of like watch how my body's doing. You've got like a gentle curve going from the bottom of my foot all the way up through my torso.
Got it.
And just trying not to break that curve because it just, now that's not to say that you can't hit a pose like that and it wouldn't have a great effect, because there are going to be times when she's just like getting ready to, like she's in a semi crouch and getting ready to spring into action. So you could communicate that story by doing what you were doing there. But for this, I wanted more of a heroic posture that would be like something off of a marketing image that you would see online advertising a new episode of the show, or advertising like the return of Ahsoka Tano. But yeah. I think my favorite Ahsoka moment, guys, probably there are several, but man, I can't watch this enough. There's a bit in the episode called "Old Friends Long Forgotten." It's the first episode in the 4-parter that rounded up the series, where she leaps from a Republic gunship, just bounces from ship to ship, from Mandalorian to Mandalorian, making her way to the surface of the Mandalorian city, and right after she rescues that pilot in the crashing gunship, she leaps from the gunship just before it explodes, lands on the deck of the base, her lightsabers bringing her to a halt, just carving out great gouges in that deck itself, and then the ship explodes behind her, and then you get that great music, the Ahsoka Tano theme song. I get choked up thinking about it. It's just so beautiful. Okay.
Now you talked about the way in which she holds her sabers.
Yeah.
Because I'm now going to start to put the hilts into the hands.
Mm-hmm.
This particular one, she often has backward. Am I?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go and walk back.
Okay.
What I said earlier. I was actually going to have I was actually just going to have both the sabers front because
Okay.
I like the lines that creates. I'll show you.
Got it.
I kind of like the lines that creates. If you're just looking at the way that the lines are right here, you can see that the line, it's a leading line that draws your eye right up to Ahsoka Tano.
All right. Now, you've taken and, are you zipping it back that word? Or you had both front?
I think I like it better the way that I had it the first
I
time.
like your front double like that.
Yeah.
Again, lots of options. That's why you and I
on double front.
That's why you and I dig on the 6 scale, is that it allows us the opportunity to create multiple looks.
Futura Freeze agrees with me. That's my favorite scene too, and what I commented earlier. Okay, I'm not monitoring the comments, Futura, so apologies for that. Debatably, my favorite action sequence in all of Star Wars. I'm right there with you. Debatably, but yeah, might very well be. I mean, there's a lot of action sequences in all of Star Wars to talk about, but I don't know that one has affected me to that degree in a long, long time.
All right, now got the hilts on, but she's gonna light them up in a moment there.
Okay.
I just want you to tell me if we've got her.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I might even arch her back a little bit more, just really stick that chest out, have her standing tall and proud. And if it looks like it's going to overbalance to the back, then of course you can always bring in the stand.
I probably, when I would decide to put it on my shelf, I would, just in case.
Yes, always.
But for what we're doing here for the brief moment, I think we've got it because I want you to see it at the angles.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
I did.
That actually reads like Ahsoka Tano's posture.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I've never been quite so nervous about doing a particular one here because this is huge for you. This is huge for you. And so the last thing I would want to do would be to let down Terry Smith.
It's almost embarrassing how excited I am for this figure. I've been collecting 6 scale figures for so many years, way more than a decade. And so I don't want to say that it actually becomes routine when I get a 6 scale figure in. I always get excited up to a certain point every time I get a 6 scale figure in, but I haven't felt this level of anticipation in a long, long time. And I'm so excited that we're going to, the promise of more Clone Wars figures coming down the pipe. I can't wait to see what else they have in store for us because, man.
Okay.
Looking at you, Hot Toys.
I need to know whether I need to adjust.
Oh, definitely.
The blades downward, crossing forward. However, we're going to do it because you and I have not worked on the hand position.
Okay. This is what I'm seeing here. Mm-hmm. Okay. She's got her blades are about like this, and it's almost like she's holding her arms out a little bit too much. So I'm not sure if there are any constraints insofar as her costume is concerned, but if you could bring those elbows in closer to the body.
No problem. Easily done.
And then also bring the arms back. That would, if you rotate the arms back like this, that will have the added effect of actually tipping the blades more toward the ground.
What I'd like you to do, stay back there if you would, Terry. The reason I want you to stay back there is please turn to the side. That way I'm, wow, you don't want to see me from the side. Yikes. Look at how skinny you are, you. We look like a before and after. Please don't do whatever I'm doing. Don't do that. You don't want the after. Okay, great. That's what I wanted to see is how you had the arms there. It looks like I'm going to take a little bit of a bend on the wrist in order to get that downward on there. Okay, Terry, what do you think? I can twist the blades inward if so need be.
Nope. If anything, we want to...
Catching a little bit of light there. Catching a little...
Rotate that around again for me. The other way. More. Stop. No, I think that's good. I mean, if anything, I would do something. I would like maybe even rotate the left arm back like this. Just to drop that saber blade a little bit more and just kind of have them more in sync with each other. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm liking that. That's good, dude. That's really good.
It is so fun to do. It's so fun to do. You know, I actually like her friends. She had some cool friends in the show.
Oh, you talking about in the... Oh, yeah, those friends. Hey.
These guys.
I know you.
That guy there. Have you seen that guy
yeah.
before? He hung around.
Oh, did you bring in some more?
He hung around with that guy. I'm sorry. I had to. I'm not sorry about this at all. I don't know why I said I'm sorry. I'm not sorry about this. This looks amazing. I thought that was a great part of the show when they all have their helmets, repainted to show that they are with her. Again, I got into this show through you, and I knew just how emotional this part was, and I think it's really neat that they've allowed that to.
Hey, you know what? I would like to actually suggest one slight change that's actually contrarian to what I typically do to that Ahsoka post, and that's to undo that torso twist to the front.
I would like that to be. Please, somebody remember that Terry actually told me to untwist.
Yeah,
the torso.
Been documented.
It has been documented. Now I'm going to go back and straighten out the chest so it's more straightforward. Will I be compensating in another way, like turning the head a little more or anything like that? This is what I currently have with just taking and putting the chest forward again. What I'd like to know is, am I turning that portrait in any manner?
No, not at this point. That's fine. I think I would actually bring those arms closer to the body again. Yeah, just like that. You got it. Looking good. Can you rotate her around to the camera for me? Yeah. Oh,
on a scale from 1 to 300.
Come on.
Terry, on the scale from 1 to 1,138, how excited are you to get this? And how much is it driving you nuts that I'm here playing with it and you're not?
I'm
pretty sure we're at 113.
I don't give ratings as a general rule, except for on Strike a Pose, which, by the way, new episode preparing today at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'll be there in the chats. Thank you very much. And but yeah, man, I can't even tell you. I knew I was going to love it, but just seeing what we were able to accomplish here with it today, just posing remotely by proxy, I'm just so damn jazzed for this. I cannot wait to get this in my hands. I'm so excited. Yeah. Just to wrap up everything, I mean, I actually have a couple of 501st Ahsoka troopers here next to me, as well as Captain Rex. Just trying to find something. I don't know how many people out there recognize, but one of my favorite things to do with sixth skill is photography. I have so many plans for all these figures together. In fact, I'm going to do a round of photography with those clones without Ahsoka in the next week or two. So stay tuned for more on that. Yeah, it's I think it's perfect. I think based on what I'm seeing here, I think it's perfect. Oh, from Jason Grohoski. I hope I got your name right, Jason. Apologize if I didn't. When we talked earlier in the week, I only owned Anakin Sith 6 scale. Well, now I own Captain America 2012 and Han Solo on Hoth brown coat. I think you'd be proud, Terry. I am indeed proud. Yeah, congratulations, because I don't have that Hoth brown coat, Han Solo. So I'm also jealous in addition to being proud. Yeah, good stuff. Thank you, Guy. Thank you. Oh my God, look at that backdrop. That is so tight.
Nice.
Are
Yeah.
you digging it there?
Oh man, just that scene in Order 66. I think thought I was the name of the episode, but I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm gonna get shamed by Sam for that, I'm sure. But just that bit where she's on the bridge of the Star Destroyer and the Venator class Star Destroyer, and she hears the voices of Anakin and Mace Windu and of Palpatine. And when Rex is being given Order 66 simultaneously, it's just such a haunting. In fact, just the way that they began that episode in just absolute silence, just so somber. And we're actually watching events unfold concurrently with those that happened at the Order 66 bits in episode 3, Geek Card Revoked. Ah, God, so good, so good. Anyway, do we have any final questions before we go ahead and wrap up the show? Because I know we're kind of short on time due to the whole technical difficulties.
That hyperdrive motivator of mine. I gotta switch that out. I'm waiting for the part. It's still in shipping.
Right. It's cool. So if you need any hydro spanners, let me know. Yeah. I'll let you raid my toolbox.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you again, Paul, for minding the store there for us while Guy and I play with action figures. Guy, thanks for doing doing such an excellent job of just evoking all the joy that I know that I'm going to feel when I actually get that figure in my hands. Thank you so much.
I think that this will be one of those I want to propose with you.
Producer Michael, thanks for being so awesome, and especially to producer Sam for doing such a great job of fixing everything today and making sure that we could still have a show. Really grateful to you. This show meant a lot for me, so I'm glad you put forth all that effort so that it could happen. But also out to everybody out there watching the show today. Thank you. We do this for you and with you at the same time, and we're really grateful for you to be here. Until next time, next Tuesday, same time, maybe a little bit earlier. Don't forget to let your geek side show.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.